Hello, today we are going to learn plotting a straight line graph. So you already know that linear equation takes many forms and one of them is gradient form, or you can also call it as intercept form. So let me explain you what is gradient form. So y is equal to mx plus c. This is your gradient form where m is the gradient and C is the y-intercept. Okay, so in my previous video I have explained you how to calculate the gradient of a straight line graph. So I will show you on the graph what does gradient mean and what is y-intercept. So you can see here, suppose this is my straight line graph. So to calculate the gradient we will just draw one right triangle like this, and then we will calculate the rise over run, that is difference in y-axis and the difference on the x-axis. So you know already gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And now the question is, what is C in this graph? So you can say that this point where this graph is intersecting on the y-axis, this point is called as y-intercept. And you can also say that this is represented by C. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you. Now, when we say y is equal to mx plus c, so y is equal to mx plus c. What does this represent? So y is equal to mx plus c represents how y coordinate of all points on the line are related to x coordinate. So let's draw this graph for y is equal to 3x plus 2. This one we will draw. So let's go through the question. What does it says? Make a table for x values from -3 to 3 for each of the following equations. Plot the coordinates on separate pairs of axes and draw the lines. Okay, so we will plot the graph for this y is equal to 3x plus 2. And here already it is mentioned that x values has to be taken from -3 to 3. So let me do that first. Okay, so let me mark all the values of x. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now I will calculate how to figure out the y values. So let's see. Our equation is y is equal to 3x plus 2. So first we are calculating value of y when x is equal to -3. So I'll write here, when x is equal to -3, y is equal to 3x plus 2. Then in place of x you will write -3 plus 2. So you will get y is equal to -9 plus 2, that is equal to -7. So we can input this value here. Now we will do x is equal to -2. So y is equal to 3 times -2 plus 2, that is -6 plus 2, which is equal to -4. So I will write this here as well. Now next is x is equal to -1. So I will substitute -1 in this equation. Y is equal to 3. In place of x I am writing -1 plus 2, and you get -3 plus 2, that is -1. And now I'll do for 0. X is equal to 0. So y is equal to 3 times 0 plus 2. That will give you 2. And now I'll do x is equal to 1. So y is equal to 3 times 1 plus 2, that is 5. X is equal to 2. So y is equal to 3 times 2 plus 2, that will be 8. And x is equal to 3, then y is equal to 3 times 3 plus 2, and that gives me 11. Okay, so after writing all these values, we will, okay, let me input all the values here. This is not done. So x is minus 1, then I get minus 1. When x is 0, I get here 2. When x is 1, I get 5. When x is 2, I get 8. And when x is 3, I get 11. Okay. So I will plot all these values on this graph sheet. So, so as it is already mentioned, x is equal to minus 3 to 3, and our y values are okay. So what I will do, I will look from here. See, minus 3 to 3 are the x values, and our y values are minus 7, minus 4, minus 1, and on the positive side it is going highest is 11, and on the negative axis it is minus 7. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay, I will draw axis like this. Okay, now this is origin, that is 0. I'll write here 1, 2, 3. And here I will write negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, and negative 7. And here I will write a negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. And here we will have positive 1, positive 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we got all the values of y on this. Hmm? Now we will plot it. Okay, so let me write all the values here first so that we are not confused and we know x and y. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So minus 3 is minus 7, minus 2 is minus 4, minus 1 is minus 1, 0 is 2, 1 is 5, 2 is 8, and 3 is 11. Okay, now I will mark all of these. So for when x is equal to minus 3, y is equal to minus 7. So I get this point here. When x is equal to minus 3, y is minus 7. I get it here. Here x is minus 3 and here y is minus 7. Now when x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to minus 4. When x is equal to minus 1, y is minus 1. When x is equal to 0, y is 2. When x is equal to 1, y is 5. Okay. Then when x is equal to 2, y is 8. When x is equal to 3, y is 11. And we got all the points here, and you can see that this is clearly forming one straight line. Okay. So I will join them. It might not be that straight. Okay. So So when you do it on the hard copy, it will come as a straight line. One moment. Yeah. So yeah. So whenever you are plotting the graph, after plotting your straight line, you must give them a name. Like this is graph for what equation? Okay. So our equation is here y is equal to 3x plus 2. So we will write here this is y is equal to 3x plus 2. So I hope everyone is clear how to plot a graph. Yeah. So You can see here, as I said, y is equal to 3x plus 2. Let's explain this equation now. Y is equal to 3x plus 2. So, as I said earlier, y is equal to mx plus c. This is your standard equation of straight line where m is gradient. So this equation is written in the same form. So, we can say here that 3 is gradient. Okay, and c is the y-intercept. This is our c. So c is 2 here. So let's see whether we are getting c as 2 or not. So you look here at this point, c is y-intercept, and you can see that y-intercept. Okay, and you can see here that this graph is intersecting y at y is equal to 2. Okay, so this is our c. So I hope this is clear to you. Let's move to the another part. Okay, one more thing. Yeah. So let's go to another question now. Okay. See, you can see here so many graphs are there on the same axis. So let's try to solve this. What it says, write down the equation of each line shown in the diagram. Okay, let's start with A. Here you can see the red line. This is A, the red line. Where it is intersecting? This red line is intersecting at -4 on the x-axis. So we will write this as this is x is equal to -4. I hope this is clear. Then we will do B. B is this blue line, and this is intersecting at x is equal to 2. So I will say this is x is equal to 2. Now C. So you can see that C is intersecting at 3 on y-axis. So we will say this is y is equal to 3. And you can see that, see, when y is equal to 3, this is parallel to x-axis. And when x is equal to 2 or x is equal to -4, this is parallel to y-axis. So this nature of graph you have to remember as per the given equation. Okay. Now you can see that this line, this is one D. So where it is intersecting, so you can see that this is intersecting at 7 on y-axis. So we will say this is y is equal to 7. And now we'll go to other part. So we can, yeah, you can see here pink line is intersecting on y is equal to -6. So I will say this is y is equal to -6. I hope this is clear to all of you, how to identify the equation of line looking at the graph when the lines are parallel to one or other axis. Now look here. Now we have, draw the following graphs on the same set of axes without plotting points or drawing up a table of values. Okay, so what does it says that y is equal to 3. Okay, so let me draw the axis and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my x-axis and this is negative on x-axis and this is my y-axis. And here we have negative of y-axis. Okay, here it says y is equal to 3. So I will plot here y is equal to 3. So on the y-axis this is 3. So I will draw one straight line like this and I will write this as y is equal to 3. Next is x is equal to 3. So what I will do is x is equal to 3. This is 3 on x-axis. So I will draw one line like this and this is your x is equal to 3. Now next is y is equal to -1. So we have y is equal to -1 here. So I will draw one straight line like this and this represents y is equal to -1. X is equal to -1. So for x is equal to -1, we will draw on this negative part of the x-axis. So this is my -1 and I will draw a straight line and I will write here x is equal to -1 I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, now let's look at the next question. So this question is a graph parallel to the x-axis which cuts the y-axis at 0, 4. A graph parallel to the x-axis which cuts the y-axis at 0, 4. Okay, so here the coordinate 0, 4 says x is equal to 0, y is equal to 4. So what we can do is draw the axis 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here you have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Here we have minus 1, minus 2. So it says that a graph parallel to x-axis. So our graph is going to be parallel to x-axis at 0, 4. So where is 0, 4? 0 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. So this is 0 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. So I will draw a straight line like this. So this is parallel to x-axis. Yeah, and we can also say that this is y is equal to 4. Next is a graph parallel to y-axis which goes through the point minus 2, 0. Which goes through the point minus 2, 0. It means that x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 0. So let's see where is x is equal to minus 2. X is equal to minus 2 and y is 0 here. So I will draw one line like this. And you can see that this line is parallel to y-axis, and I can say that this is graph for x is equal to minus 2. I hope this is clear for everyone how to plot a straight line graph. See you in the next class.